Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Let's take a look at some new malicious compliance stories.
The first story is called, I Demand Compensation. A few years ago, I was the front office manager of a popular hotel brand in my town. We had some unfortunate circumstances within our rooms. That led to many valid complaints with very little we could do to rectify the situation due to budgets and brand standards. I did the best I could with what I had and was known for being not giving in to rude people and their demands. One day, a gentleman and his wife checked in. They weren't overly rude at first but weren't particularly friendly either. The wife handled the check-in process. After that, they went and got their room set up and I watched them leave. They come back towards the end of my shift, about 10 p.m., and go up to the room. Within 5 minutes, the husband is standing angrily at my desk. I mentally prepare myself and step out of the back office. He said, "We turned the heat up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit and our room is only 75. This is outrageous, we are going to freeze tonight." I was internally wondering where it is acceptable to sleep in a 90-degree room in the States. "I do apologize, sir. Unfortunately, our individual thermostats will not go above 75 degrees. You can set them higher, but the system will not allow for the temperature to rise that high. I see you have our King Suite which allows enough room for a space heater. Would you like me to bring you one? A space heater? Are you kidding me? I want my heat to go up to the temperature I set it to and nothing else. I won't be sleeping with a space heater, and I will be sleeping in a 90-degree room. Again, sir, I do apologize, but that isn't an accommodation I can provide. I have some extra blankets I could deliver to your room, with or without the space heater to help keep you comfortable. This is not acceptable. I can't believe you won't give me what I want. Call maintenance." "I cannot do that, sir. It is already late and we are only authorized to call maintenance after hours for emergencies. This is an emergency. I want your manager and maintenance man here, now. I am the manager on duty and I will not be calling anyone else to come into the hotel tonight. I have offered the solutions available to you. Would you like to take advantage of the blankets or space heater tonight? No. I demand compensation for my troubles. I will not be able to sleep tonight and my wife will not be happy. What are you going to do for me? Of course, I understand. I am happy to offer you 250 bonus points for your stay if you are interested in skipping housekeeping tomorrow. What do you think? Fine. What else? Additionally, I can let the breakfast attendant know to extend your room complimentary breakfast for the remainder of your stay. It's about time you did something useful. Thanks for wasting my time." And with that, he walks back to his room. The malicious part? Well, you see, his wife had already signed up to skip housekeeping for those extra points during check-in. He wasn't paying attention when she did that. I also work for a chain where breakfast is always complimentary. I compensated his troubles with rewards he was already entitled to and he was none the wiser. His wife left a 4-star review and we had no complaints for the rest of their stay. I did have to make sure housekeeping turned the thermostat back down after they left though. The next story is called, Follow the Rules. Once upon a time, there was an evil witch. This all happened during my senior year of college, spanning about 6 months. I lived in a duplex, where the main floor and second floor were occupied by myself and friends. Oftentimes, we'd throw parties in our incredibly large attic. One of these times, we got a noise complaint. Everyone was very respectful when the cop asked us to shut things down, and left no problem. All residents were 21 or 22, and we were the only ones asked to ID ourselves. I had a fine conversation with the officer, and he went on his way. Probably one of the easier incidents in a college town. While we lived off campus, any incident like this does get reported to the school. All 6 of us received a letter, stating we had to go to a class about alcohol because we threw a party where alcohol was supplied to minors. We could of course appeal this, and we did. The school only needs 51% certainty that the event occurred how they thought it did. Seeing as everyone ID'd was 21, we thought we had a strong case. This meant all 6 of us had to meet with the assistant dean individually to go through the events of the evening so she could ascertain what really happened. The first 4 went fine, my female roommate was 5th, and I went last. She came home in tears. The assistant dean apparently tried to rip her to pieces. Said she had awful friends, why not just admit we had given alcohol to minors? She stuck to her guns but it sounded awful. I can handle that stuff, but I hate seeing people I care about go through situations like that. I went in prepared to my meeting, already hating this woman. I even had my phone recording the conversation in my shirt pocket. This is a single-party consent state in terms of audio recording. The conversation ended with her saying, "Why can't you just follow the rules and act like a grown-up?" A few weeks later, we all received another letter. They had dropped the alcohol bit due to lack of evidence, but had decided we had created an unsafe environment with only one exit. There were a few lines in the letter where a certain student said in the event of a fire, guests would have been asked to jump out of the rear window, and other completely fabricated statements. Sure, there was only one flight of stairs up to the attic. But unbeknownst to the assistant dean, we had one of those fire escape ladder window things. We appealed yet again. But the second time around, you meet with a board of peers. Those consist of teachers, students, the assistant dean, and the police officer that had responded to the complaint. Being a law nerd, I volunteered to go on behalf of my friends. That being said, we were allowed one person as a counsel that couldn't say anything to the board but could write things down to pass on to me. And here starts the malicious compliance and following the rules, just like the assistant dean had asked. I showed up early, as did the officer. He was totally chill and was getting paid overtime to show up to a meeting to do nothing instead of the usual route. Everyone shows up, and the assistant dean immediately questions why I have someone with me. Well, per school code 14 subsection B I am allowed to. This is my friend, who has a law degree. I'm just following the rules. We get into semantics and how dangerous our party could have been. I get to speak last, without any interruptions, until I yield. I pull out printed sheets for everyone in the room of my Amazon account. It showed that I had purchased the fire escape ladder thing months before the party had happened, proving we had indeed had multiple exits. I then passed out copies of the letter we had received written by the assistant dean. I had highlighted all of the fabrications and lies about the previous conversation I'd had with her. I recorded our entire meeting. I'd like to take time for you all to hear that. At this point, she was fuming and blurts out that what I did is illegal. The cop just gives that a big old no, single-party consent for audio recording. We all listened to the full 20 minutes. So as you can see, all rules were followed by myself and my peers, and nothing unlawful happened. Not one of the highlighted sections was actually said. The only thing that worries me is how the assistant dean openly lied as well as brought my roommate to tears. I'd ask that all charges be dropped at this time against us. She then tried to backtrack, saying she had made grammatical errors in the letter. But everyone was smart enough to see the difference between the wrong form of your and telling people to jump out of a window. A few weeks later, we all received another letter, stating that we were good, and no further action would be taken. I then went out of my way almost daily to walk through the admin offices where the assistant dean's office was to give her a wave and a smile. The last story is called, Managers. Bad decision. At one supermarket I worked at, only the store manager and the assistant store manager had access to the entire computer system. Department managers only had access to sections that were directly relevant to their departments. However, when I first started, and my access was set up, the store manager stuffed up and inadvertently gave me full access. It meant that when she wasn't around, I was able to fix certain little problems that would pop up. I was a fast learner and was able to work out these issues pretty quickly. One time, the area manager came in for a surprise visit after the store manager had left. There was an issue with some pricing on products, but no one had access to that part of the computer system, except me. The problems were serious enough that the area manager wanted them fixed straight away. He was looking at calling the store manager to come back in to fix them. I piped up, said that I had access, and could fix the problem. The area manager wanted to know how I had access. So I explained and mentioned the things I have been doing. And the area manager gave me the verbal authority to continue doing what I have been doing, fixing things up that the store manager doesn't know about. I fixed the pricing issue for the area manager, and afterward, he said to me to let him know every time I have to fix up an issue that the store manager had ignored. Things continue on for a couple of months. I continue doing what I am doing, continue giving the area manager reports on things I have been fixing up. The store manager has no clue, until one day she comes back into the store after leaving 30 minutes earlier because she had forgotten to send an email. She sees me at the computer, fixing pricing errors, and asks who gave me the authority to do that. I said nobody, I just thought it would be good if they got fixed sooner rather than later. She said she was going to give me a written warning. And if she ever sees me doing anything on the computer outside of my department needs, she will fire me. I said okay. If she did not want me fixing things like this anymore, then I will not. I let the area manager know, and he said to just go along with it for now. He also got a copy of the written warning. He also told me that if there were any serious issues to let him know, and he would get into the head office to fix them remotely. Another couple of months pass and the area manager comes in one day for a chat with the store manager. He had a huge list of things that he needed to check off, issues that he claimed had been identified in other stores. These were all issues I could have quietly fixed, but did not, because of the store manager's threat. The area manager went and checked each one, and the store manager had done nothing about any of them. The assistant store manager was called in and asked whether he had done any of it. He said that the store manager had control over that area. The area manager asked whether anyone else knows how to fix these errors, in case they are identified when the store manager or assistant manager are not around. The store manager says no. The area manager then asks why did this written warning come across his desk, and pulled out my written warning. The store manager said she had no idea that the area manager had that warning. She then explained she was afraid that I had been stuffing things up in the computer system. The area manager called me into the office. He asked the store manager a couple of questions about how to fix the errors and she gave her answer. Then the assistant manager was asked. He said he was not sure and would probably ask the store manager. The area manager then asked me. I told him step by step what I would do. The area manager then rang another store manager, on speakerphone, and asked them. The other store manager agreed with my way of fixing the errors. I was then asked to leave the room. For the next couple of minutes, the area manager spoke to both the store manager and assistant store manager. The assistant store manager comes out, finds me, and says things are going to change around here, but he said it in a nice way. After another 10 minutes, the store manager comes out and does not even look at me. The area manager comes out, lets me know I can go back to fixing errors when I see them, and leaves. 2 weeks later, I go on holidays for 3 weeks. I come back, and find out the store manager has suddenly been transferred to another store, a lesser store, without warning. And I was recommended for the management development program. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.